Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome into the stream. Getting everything set up here a little bit. Taking a small nap. Appreciate everyone that stops by, whether for a short time or a long time here. Gonna have chat closed. And I decided to go with knight f3, one knight f3. Catching up. I knew my opponent was a Sicilian player. I play the Smith Mora, but my opponent likes to go for knight f6 declined. So did not want to go down those lines. I'd been looking at some lines in Mayhem in the Mora book. That's a pretty committal move here, as now we have access to five square. Get a knight there. Let's see how things go here. Guess it'll be interesting to see the pawn. Alright, let's just castle. Moving. Munching on some Starburst right now. A little bit of a sugar. Sugar to pick me up. It's been a long day. We had a nice stream with Jordan, Chess with Jordan, or JG777 on Lichess. We played in round 4 of the Lichess 45-45 league, and we ended up going over our game together. He's a streamer, like I said, Chess with Jordan on Twitch. And maybe the move was actually for the ones that wanted to play like f4. Having our rook here would have been nice. Kind of turn my brain off for the first 8 or 9 moves, which is probably not a good thing. If we see here, we're going to immediately play h3. Might go for this idea now. 100% sure. Maybe ideas of a pawn on the board. Doesn't seem best setup for black against our position. Locked his own bishop in. He knew he was going to fianchetto his bishop. And he played this move. Doesn't seem like the smartest thing to do. Wants to go for a quick f5. Okay, he does go for a quick f5. a good diagonal to open up. I want to play knight. I mean, play a4 first, stopping any 5 ideas. And maybe we knight c4. Maybe this is going to be a target if trades happen here on e4. Because his knight isn't on f6, not really putting any pressure on e4, so we can trade back with the pawn, keep this diagonal blocked. Again, if this pawn trades there, out somewhere, all of a sudden we can kind of create some, we can play against this dark backwards looking pawn by black. So not really scared of anything just yet. I didn't really do a lot of queen expansion in the first game. I played this pretty much exact same opening versus Jordan. In our game, if you look at my account, I pretty much have all 24 openings, and this knight f3 Philidor-like opening is something that I'm copying from Grandmaster Amon Hamilton, the Chess Bra. He has a good little YouTube series going on about it right now. They have, I don't know, 12 to 14 videos out at this time. And he's just playing it from both the black and the white side of the pieces. A little bit more of a system setup, which I've not always been a fan of, but you know somebody's gonna play a opening that maybe you don't know enough theory about, or and you don't want to put the time in to study it, or you just don't have the time, then having a system like setup might be good to have in the back pocket for times like that. So just something to add on to my repertoire. It's pretty easy to play. It's very tough to get blown off the board in the opening. So 10 moves. We're still up 2 minutes of our clock. And is there any? I don't think we had tactics there, but clearly my opponent wanted to make sure. This c3 pawn is such a massive pawn for us. It totally stops this knight from playing the game. Maybe he has ideas of here. I even have ideas of a5 now. And if he takes on 4, we're fine. Would actually love for him to take on e4. I'm trying to just see where I want my dark square bishop to go now. A couple ideas. Either bishop to e3 or bishop to 5. This game we might see another. My first game I played h4, h5, h6. H takes g7. Wasn't the best plan for white, but maybe this game my pieces are a little bit more freed up. Maybe we can get after black's king a little bit. We will. This is one of the reasons why I played a4 right away. It doesn't allow for black to play b5 in response to knight to c4. Forces them to kind of set up a little bit. I mean, the a6, I'll probably just play a5 right away. And then we can land a knight right into b6. You ever see that? Here, and then all of a sudden maybe we get back into that d5 square. We're also just putting indirect pressure along the back rank. Really want him to take. I mean, I feel like black, quote unquote, wants to open up this F file. Hopefully the lighting's okay on the stream. This is one of the first nighttime streams I think I've done. A lot of the players I play in these leagues are European, so sometimes I'm the one here in America that's playing earlier on in the day. Okay. Huh. Good move. Trying to see how black flinches here with a lot of the pawns here in the middle. Like having a pawn on c4 might give me a lot even more control over the d5 square. Maybe we can reroute my knight on f3 to get to that d5 square if black trades the light square bishop for a knight. Love ideas of here, eventually getting a rook over. We have ideas of just possibly snagging a pawn. On how black wants to fight with f pawn. The option here, I'll probably just drop back here, and then that pawn on e4 is kind of locked. So then I don't think we mind playing a move such as b5 and playing on the queen side a bit, because this light squared bishop is going to be looking at stone slash granite the entire time. I don't know, I could be completely wrong, but in my head it seems. New to these types of positions, a little bit cramped. Love to just a free pawn, please. That. Kind of learned that these Lonewolf games kind of turn into rapid games, even though they're quote unquote classical time control with the 30-30. I feel like if you can put your opponent in that under 20-minute mark first, you kind of have a slight advantage heading out of the middle game, as long as you're not completely lost. So, okay, he does go for that. That's fine. Again, this pawn on. Oh. They're giving him access to there, but then takes. He's got double pawn here. That can't be good. That cannot be good for black, if I had to guess. Obviously, black moved his knight away, so he could possibly push g5. Hey, Bubba. Got my cheerleader next to me. Big dog. Still don't know what to call this opening. I think it's called the. When I looked at the opening On one of my other OBS scenes, it says it's the Zucrot opening. That version of it was the Queen's Gambit Invitation. I'm not sure if that was going to be applying to this game. Like I said, Jim Amon Hamilton called it the Philidor system from Whiteside. And it looks like our opponent's a little bit in the tank here. We're about to hit the 20-minute mark for him. Not 100% sure where we sit on the evaluation bar. I feels like at the worst maybe like minus a half, or maybe it's a little bit in our favor, or zeros. Trying to see if there's any major tactics that I'm completely missing here. Not seeing anything just yet. Obviously, the biggest thing is that black might have a pawn storm here on the king side. Have to be able to defend that. Not lose. That would be the big thing here. I think our advantage is maybe we can attack black's queen side a bit. Maybe the middle, if the middle opens up, gets rid of this light squared bishop. Okay. Take back. Let's see if he ends up diving in. Of our bishop. That's a key square here. Guess he could. Is there have anything? Huh. Dropping the knight back? Don't think I need my knight on my queen on c1 anymore. Trying to see, do I want this rook on the a file? Rook to c1, drop our queen back here. F. I push here first myself. I have two pieces, like I push. Fine taking. Can't go there because Bacons. I'm gonna push. Only squares that make sense are here and here. Yes, our queen, our knight is pinned, but take away that b5. Take away our opponent from being able to play b5. And maybe we can get a knight hop into here at some point with some pressure. Where do I want my queen to go now? That's the real question. And are we playing on the queen side? Rook c1, the real deal. I think me making him choose where this knight goes now is a lot better than. Okay. Are gonna take. Dropping a pawn. Not dropping a pawn. Not dropping. Okay. Takes. Bishop got a little bit more eyesight, I guess. I don't want to go like bishop here, but he's up there. Feel we improved. I think he might push. There. Take. Here first. Thing is this file about to open? Is that the thing? Do I want to rook on the e file? He's gonna push 5. I want this there, so then maybe here, but little scary stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure if d5 is the right move for him, but I mean, doubled pawns look kind of weak. f4 looks kind of weak if we can somehow take advantage of it. Gotta be careful that we don't do anything crazy and lose our queen. Obviously, we're playing with a little bit of fire here with our queen opposite black's rook, but not seeing the punishment just yet. Now we've entered kind of rapid phase for my opponent, 18:30 on the clock. Okay, we do get this sort of set up by my opponent, and they might aim in on that here, and I want to get my queen, I think, to a little weird, but I think that's where we want to be. It allows eventually for our knight and our rook to link up. Start with though. Bishop f1 first. If we go 1, f3, we don't have the option of, let's say, takes for some weird one takes. That is our rook's eyesight. Alright, so I want to play queen d1 next move. Whatever reason he takes the knight. I don't think he will, but never know. Queen d1, getting out of this pin. I mean, we have plenty of defenders of the knight on c4. And then we can get our queen can make it to like g4 without our opponent, I don't know, spilling all over themselves. Then probably in a halfway decent spot. It's kind of scary though right now. Black's king seems a little bit more secure. Black has like different options of trying to bust our king open, but a pawn on f3 when we still have our light squared bishop is gonna make it tough for black to checkmate us. Like they can't just dupe it in here. Trying to just see like how we take advantage of that though. If we'd want queen d1. Here, another little bit awkward spot, but expecting our rook to get involved somehow. Black is over. Love to get a little smothered mate action. That was possible. Like if we had two free here, keep putting pressure on my opponent. Black, I don't know. Take a guess in chat. Maybe evaluation. Keep it in your head. We'll definitely go over the game at move 20. Black might have a slight advantage here. Definitely, he should not take on c5. I don't think, or c4. I don't think. Takes. Getting into 3. All of a sudden, we're pushing the c pawn. Don't know where my queen is supposed to go. That's the tricky part. All right, we're up 12 minutes officially on the clock. A lot of time to work. Not 100% sure what Black's next move. Feels like they have a little bit of an attack going on the king side. Ideas to uh was trying to see if there's any sort of sacrifices here on G2. All right, our knight is back to playing the game. We have access to this square. Maybe we can liquidate a knight. Or I should say a rook. I wouldn't mind trading these C rooks. Okay. Say knight here. Takes, rook takes. Ah, no. Oh, wonder. Oh, fuck. Actually, might be. Bishop takes. Rook takes. Yeah. Wow. Disgusting. I'm gonna be down a piece for even a piece. Down a rook now. Rook for a. Hmm. Yep. Yep. Is. Yep. Oh my god. I think I was fine there, and then I five. Oh. That move. Thank God. I mean, we actually still have some play here. Funny enough. Yeah, I think my opponent is really crushing me. Even material plus. I guess it's okay. I mean, ideas on it, how we need to get on these light squares. I would love to. I think pick four pawn. Bonus. I can get here. That there and all. I'm the probably play queen anyways. Seven. All right, a lot more complicated game than I want to give it credit for. I know it looked even if he took on f2, but this seems maybe a little. If he took on f2. I don't know. I'm assuming the engine is going to show me that he had a crushing attack there after my blunder with knight 2. After this knight to e5 move. That seemed like a good move. 8. I'm threatening mate in 1. Spot you want to be in is checkmate him. Off this. Had his queen on. Would have been a better idea if his queen on h6. Here. And here. Ideas of checkmate. That could have been an idea, but he's on the wrong file. File inside. That could have been. I see the. Yeah. F3. I think. Okay. I'm gonna go give my dog some food. I'll be right back. Oh, opponent. Check. There, I guess. I just take. Check. There. Queen here. I like. mate. I don't actually see how he stops that. Check. Queen back. 5. I guess he's got like threatening to win. Okay, so maybe I know. Here, checkmate. Yikes. Okay, so we're threatening the bishop on 5. Not defend it by playing f7 as he gets mated on h8. What else? What else? What else? Can't play bishop back. None of these squares are safe. Oh, wow. Wait a minute. Not sure what. But I appreciate the game, man. That was a game. All right, I'm gonna open up chat, guys. Nice little game there. I appreciate everyone that stopped in. I'm firing up the analysis board. I'll switch it over. Our analysis. Obviously, I need more. Let us see. Correct name of this opening. So the opening that we just played was the Sicilian Invitation. What I saw. That on the screen. All right, so great game played by my opponents. As you can see, wow, he had checkmate in 4. That's kind of he. All right, well, we'll go through the game. We'll go through the game. So, I knew my opponent played c5. He's a Sicilian. He or she's a Sicilian player. So, originally I looked at their games, and normally I play Smith Mora, but my opponent is a knight f6 player. And I just didn't want to go into some lines. He was actually pretty well booked up on some of these move things. Obviously, lines knight f3, but he actually played some pretty decent games in this Smith Mora. Thank you, Funny. Thank you, thank you. Not the best game on my end, but as we can see here on the bottom, I mean, I did have a good advantage of a +2 in the middle game, which is, I mean, that's what I was exactly looking for. I just kind of flubbed the conversion. So get our setup, and at this point, let's see what the engine wants to play. Knight c4 right away, a3, b4. So it wants this expansion right away. I mean, the moment that black plays e5, it kind of locks down the center a bit. This dark square bishop isn't playing. So I can understand why the computer wants to play either a3, b4. It's saying we can just play b4 right away. We can play a3 or knight to c4 and start piling on pressure, or even try to get a knight into here. But anyways, continue on. no major discrepancies here in the opening. At this point, the computer likes knight to b3. And d6. Sacrifice. Wants us to sacrifice a pawn. We talked about the game a bit on the stream. I'm not. Maybe I just missed the conversation since I had it closed. I see. Hey Kevin, lesson winner winner chicken dinner. Not seeing any actual game move, Jim, but did then that's good. Hopefully, yeah. Let me. Unless you're talking was somebody else streaming the game as well or no? But anyways, let's we'll keep going on our own analysis here. So again, these small details that I don't know because I've only watched a bunch of YouTube videos on this opening, but the idea is that get out of the opening, black's slightly advantageous here, but we have a completely playable game. I mean, this kind of rough for black. They're definitely setting up f5. It's going to be a sharp game one way or another. Tristan, thanks for stopping by, man. Glad we both got some wins today, even though I allowed my opponent mate in 4 on the board. And f5, it's like f5 is just not ready yet. It wants either h6, develop the other bishop, get more of a clamp down onto d5, light squares, or e6. My opponent goes for the immediate f5, and I am 1 pawn too far to the left. It wants b4 here, which kind of makes sense. I mean, in my eyes, I played a5 or a4, like I said on stream, so that I can play knight to c4 and not have to worry about b4 myself. It's saying I can just play b4 right away. And if black ever takes, I guess I don't know, something a little like this. Knight in to attack black's light square bishop. Some ideas like that, but we were a little bit off on our execution here. Black gets off the light squares. There's ideas of possible checks, some intermezzo type moves. Knight to c4 seems fine. Bishop out, fine. Did want bishop g5. I did not know if h6. Okay, and then it just won't take. I thought this position was better for black. I feel like they're more incentivized now to maybe push f4 and keep these pawns rolling. Their rooks are connected on the back rank. Their queen is off of the back rank. They do end up taking. They can bring rooks to the file. So I was a little bit drawn away from that sort of continuation. I instead, or it says bishop d2, which obviously there's only 3 squares for the bishop to go to. I picked the worst one. It makes kind of sense. I mean, obviously this runs into just tempo against black's immediate f-pawn push, which is what they did. Again, all of these are, we're not talking like major blunders here for either one of us. I mean, like I play bishop e3, he plays f4, like we're both giving each other slightly advantage back and forth. And yeah, I thought d5 happened at some point. He had so many at d5. I only had the pawn pointed there, especially with my knight on c4. I thought it could be a little bit of a problem. I noticed after I'd already put my knight here, and once I bring my bishop off of c1, it's difficult to put my bishop back on c1 and leave a square open for my knight. But that would be like undoing much everything that I had done for the last 3 or 4. But my opponent the knight out of the way. It makes sense. Knight 1, g5. I thought maybe h6, g5. But the queen's supporting g5 push. Maybe this queen gets involved over on the queen side, or the king side, which is what happened. b4, top engine move. Takes. And here, what did it want? Is rook ac1 or rook ec1? Okay, so top. Oh, what do we? Okay, so it does want a rook here. So I looked at both of these, and it looks like either one is completely fine. Both about +3. It's saying that getting a rook here and then being able to get our queen off of this c file. It took me a few moves before I could actually get my queen off the c file here. We pushed. Takes. I felt fine here. The immediate queen one. Yeah. Yeah, then we can. And I guess we have a 2-on-1 majority here. Maybe we can even grab black. So that makes a lot more sense in my eyes. Getting this queen off the file immediately makes sense. Takes, and here again. So one, but you kind of have to see that after like getting the b7 pawn up this. So I kind of missed a little bit of that tactics that were like over e takes. Oh. Wow, so our bishops can really come alive here in this position, and I completely kind of missed the idea of our bishops crisscrossing and really eating up a lot of squares, giving us control of the e file, allowing our queen to get off the c file. So that would have been really nice. And this is my biggest advantage that the computer says that I have in the game. Even my opponent resigned, it was only the end of the game. Yeah, so that would have been a really nice find if I had seen how these bishops live across the middle of the board. Rook along the e file, and I assume knight active something and something. I don't know, something like that. Instead, we play a basic move. And at this point, we still have a slight advantage, and we jump off the cliff. Massive. Yep. Knight e5. Jump into this. See here. Knight e5. Pretty much full piece lost from opponent needed. Actually, they could have started either way. Takes. I actually have to sack my queen, I assume. Instead, I take, and we have mate in 4, check. Here. Yep. Can't push this. Alright. Mate. Hanging. Can't even take it. So. Yeah. A clear massive blunder here on knight to e4. What about let's like knight also massive. I keep forgetting f2 is. I have to stop this knight into first. I can't Can't even let this knight get to. I assume black's gonna go push and then try to force their way onto the g4 square, but I don't know why I thought f2 is being defended more than by my king. So a huge mistake by me there. My opponent not capitalize on it. And at this point, I had a lot of counterplay. Okay, probably didn't play that move, but yeah, I thought maybe like this maybe an interesting idea. Again, with getting a rook here, and then maybe rook pinning the bishop. Maybe black can get their queen, mating on g2, f1. Thought that might have been. I always have this checkmate. That checkmate idea. Five. F. I guess black is just. That's the pawn I win. That's kind of. Yeah, so I mean there was a lot of play left in that position, and my opponent. Yeah, I think he felt that after that he was either losing the piece, kind of that, or that he was getting checkmated somehow. I thought it was a lot stronger than +1 if I'm being honest with you guys, but we squeak by with a win off the seat of our pants. I appreciate all of you guys that stopped by. Not the cleanest game, but we're slowly learning how to play this opening properly, slash getting a +2 advantage out of it, and then completely fumbling the bag. But hopefully we continue improving on this opening. I've been liking it a lot. I think it's very interesting. I've really never played against it myself. I play the Karl Khan or the Slav defense, but I don't see a lot of knight f3. I feel like knight f3 is very underutilized in the under 1,000, under 22,000, 2,200 rating range. Obviously, so many chess books, courses push e4 d4 as opening move, which I mean I definitely agree with. So having this in the repertoire, I think is a huge advantage for me, kind of moving forward, and it allows me to kind of play or choose to play a game against my opponent that, like I said, if I don't like the Smith-Morra decline that I know they're gonna play, well, all right, let's play one knight f3. We're gonna get better at this opening, and we're gonna learn some of the smaller details of it as we play more and more games. But I'm proud just to hang in there, make it kind of tough on my opponent. They ended up on the clock. Signed with 12 minutes left, so I thought they could have kept thinking. Hey, GG's to my opponent. Appreciate them making time for me to play late at night here in America, and I will catch you guys later